Welcome!
Hello.
Episode 4. We got a special for you.
It's super special.
Super special episode. Episode 4. Unfortunately, Tempest can't be with us today. Sad.
See you, Tempest!
We love you. Should be back next week. So if you're listening for him, you might as well just turn off now.
Sorry. We're not Tempest, even though we want to be.
We do want to be.
Yeah.
We love you and miss you, Tempest. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
But anyway.
Yes!
What did we do?
What did we do?
Well, why are we here?
Well, Bendy, I'm glad you asked, because over the week... What?
Hold on.
What?
We should probably introduce ourselves, right?
Oh, don't... No, people only listen for Tempest anyway, so... No, go on.
I am the Bendy. You've been Bendy.
You've been Bendy.
No idiot. I found something. I did some research, and because this one here, Nettle, she's a general. We're both on the same, just different armed forces. So I'm no idiot.
That works out.
No idiot. We're the best. Nettle, who are you?
Who am I? No, I am Nettle Creates, cosplayer, streamer, general idiot.
Salute.
Salute.
Welcome to the Unnamed Armed Forces. I hope you enjoy. Yep.
Yeah, this is what happens when Tempest isn't here to control us.
It's called chaos.
It's
chaos. Okay, now that we've done our introductions,
now we can go.
Yeah, what do we do? What did we do?
I'm glad you asked that, Bendy, because over the weekend in the UK, in London in the UK, we had EGX, which is EGX, which is it's one of the bigger gaming expos that we have in the UK. I don't know if I can call it the biggest. I actually don't know which one's bigger, EGX or Insomnia. I just don't know. But needless to say, this year it was not as big as usual for obvious reasons. COVID shakes first. But there was still a decent amount to play, and we did have fun.
We did have fun, and there was there wasn't all the big names that are usually there. So, Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation didn't have their usual stalls that they have there, which is understandable, travel restrictions and whatnot. But it had what we always go to anyway, which is the indies. Indies.
We love a good indie at the Unnamed Gaming Podcast. We love a good indie.
We do. We love playing them at expos too.
Because you can talk to the developers. That's the one thing that I love, is being able to talk to the 2-person team that managed to create this amazing section of game.
And they're so excited to speak to you because they have so much passion about their game that they've made.
Yeah.
Which is just incredible, really, when you think about it. So this special that we're having today is going to be about what we did, what we played, what we saw.
Yeah.
What we saw. So
we saw a lot.
We did. We ran around for 2 days.
We did 2 days. Yeah. Where do we want to start? Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the indies, or do we want to start with the slightly bigger games? Because there were a couple of bigger games.
I think we should start with some indies.
We know what we're doing. We planned this beforehand. Yes, Bendy, let's start with some indies.
I've got notes, really detailed notes, but I think you should go first.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the game that I actually think I enjoyed the most, and I think Tempest would have enjoyed the most were he there. A game called Core Keeper. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I have notes. I have notes on Core Keeper. I'm going to go to it. Go. It's like
Core Keeper. It was the first one we played. Yeah, it's like this Stardew Valley Minecraft-esque game where you're dropped into like this mine tomb thing, and you have to mine your way around it and gather resources, but the way your movements and stuff are is very Stardew Valley, and there is a story there, but obviously this was just a very small demo, so you didn't really get to see much of the story for obvious reasons. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You know, you got to areas where you could like fight these little slime things, or you could go up and mine different ores, and Bendy got chased by something with bright red eyes and screamed a lot.
Mate, that thing was the worst. It was so creepy. I hated it. It was like, it killed me like 3 times.
I was happily mining away, and all of a sudden to my left, I could hear Bendy go, "Oh, it's following me! Oh!"
So it killed me, and I went to go back to get my stuff because it drops all your stuff where you died.
Yes.
Which is quite common in games nowadays. Like,
yeah.
you go and collect. And he was there.
He was just sitting on
my stuff.
He was teabagging her stuff.
He was literally like, he was teabagging my stuff. Oh, and then he spotted me around the corner. He was like, I'm having
I'm
you.
having that.
I don't even have my pickaxe. And then he came into the main area, which I thought would be safe. Not safe. Not safe.
Not safe.
Killed me in there. But I did scream.
She did. It was hilarious. But yeah, it was just, it looks like this really cute little game that's actually, it's got a bit of depth to it. It looks like it's going to have some story to it. So the developers are called Pugstorm, and the publishers are sold out on that one. And there is going to be an early access coming, I think, it's either later this year or earlier next year.
I think it's early 2022.
Early 2022. You can add it to your wish list on Steam already.
Yes,
and, you know, I would, because if you like Stardew Valley, if you like Minecraft, if you like any games like that, you're gonna probably enjoy it. It's a free, you know, it's an early access. It's a demo game. Just have fun. You'll love it. You know, the developers will be able to get feedback off you and make a better game. This is what these guys do. This is why they come to EGX. So put that on your wish list, guys. Core Keeper, do it.
Yes, do it. I do love the art style of it, and I love it's going to be resource. You can tell it's going to be like resource management as well as having enemies, and like there's crafting elements and all those sort of things. So if you, as you said, if you are into those your Stardew Valleys and your Minecrafts, you're going to love this little game. Yeah. Absolutely,
definitely. Yeah. Cool. Your turn.
My turn.
Your turn.
Well, I should have written down the developer, but my notes are, as I said, are fantastic. Hey, Dilution Wins. It was this really cute. Like I hadn't reset what was playing beforehand, so somebody had been playing it. So I didn't really know what was going on. However, the art style for it was so cute. It was like. It wasn't 2.5, it was 2D, side-scrolling. Again, sort of resource management, building simulator, but the little characters were all little cute animals. Like, there was otters and frogs and little bunnies, and you just had to, like, build a little sanctuary area.
So I am just going to have to... But the game is called Diluvian Winds, not Lucian Winds.
What? That is.
I'm Diluvian.
Correct.
Yeah. I got a bit. Luckily, I took pictures of these. It's Diluvian Winds for anybody wondering. But keep going, Bendy.
Yep. Cool. Good.
I was watching you play that. And it looked very cute.
I would have liked to be able to have started from the beginning of the sort of the campaign. I have just found out the developer is Alembic Studios, publisher Goblins Publishing.
Yeah.
It's
Got
currently
a
on
few from the
Steam.
goblins. Yeah. Funnily, at the
Again,
moment,
to add to your
this is
list.
we're recording this on Wednesday night, and they're currently the developers are live on Steam. Well, that went well.
Go back and watch the vid or whatever.
Yeah.
And yes, definitely what happened here is it's an autocorrect on my notes on my phone.
But yes, it did look very cute. It's like a farm building game, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's you have to, again, resource management, so
Yeah.
making sure they've got enough food and enough like you are looking at a lighthouse, so you got to make sure that the lighthouse stays lit.
Yeah.
And then the end of the demo, a big wave comes and just kills everything, which, spoiler alert.
The demo.
And it looks like it's coming to the Switch, so
That's always good.
I think it'll be a very good game to, while away a few hours of your commute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one. I like that one a lot, just because of the way that it looked. I like cute animals.
Yes. That is a very big feature of this, I'm guessing. I do remember Andy played this as well, though, my other half, and I think he said he had a bit of trouble with, like, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was like getting people to do stuff. You had to click a lot or something. I wasn't paying a lot of attention to what he says, as per usual, but
Yeah, you do. And starting where I started, there wasn't much. It didn't really tell you how to do much.
Yeah.
To be honest, but I think if you got the hang of it, you could do it. It reminded me, and I said at the time, of a game I played when I was younger called Creatures. Similar sort of thing, except it didn't have the building element. It was like Sims, but with creatures. So you had to like make sure they were fed and things like that. But yeah, it gave me those sort of vibes. But
yeah,
it's because Creatures was also very cute too. I'm going to check this wasn't just in my own mind, and this game actually existed.
That's hilarious.
Because no, it did. Oh
yes!
My god, they're hideous.
She remembered everyone.
Oh my god, why did I love this game? They look horrid.
Oh no.
That's probably why I loved it, because they've got massive eyes. Oh, sorry, I'm going into my childhood now. Oh, sorry.
That's it, she's gone. So yes, but Devalian wins.
Yes.
Definitely have a look at that
Delusion
one.
Delusion wins, you guys.
Delusion wins. Just so everybody knows, by the way, we will post Steam links to all of these in the various places. That this podcast comes out, so that everybody can kind of look at it. So my next one was one that I didn't get to play, but so we went with my other half, Andy, who is an honorary member of the podcast just for EGX, apparently. He played the one called Inuit, A Story of Ice and Time, which was this really cool little story-driven game. It's a click and, like, figure stuff out. In investigations, you find clues, you go to talk to people about these clues. Depending on what you decide to do with these people because of the clues, the story will progress in one way or another. So depending on what happens, you get a few different stories. Although, because it's a demo, we can't comfortably say that that's exactly what happens, but it does look like what's about to happen. The art style is really nice. It's kind of like watercolory.
Ori.
Ori and
the Blind
Forest. Yeah. I mean, if you looked at the
vibes I'm getting.
Yeah, the front screen for it, it just looks like a complete carbon copy. But it's with human beings, not cute little animals. But it was really interesting, like, just to see the story go on. It's as you can tell by the title, it's set in a very icy, I think it's Alaska. But yeah,
it looks like Alaska,
the Great North, they've called it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of you're looking at clues you can find in the present day, and this takes you to the story in the past. So yeah, it was really interesting. There was a bit where, we found a skull with a bullet like hole through its head, and that sounds gory. It's not a gory game at all. It's just an investigation game. And you kind of went back into the past and found out how this skull might have got this bullet in the head. I'm not going to tell you how, but yeah, it look really great. Even watching it was just like a cinematic experience, and playing it must have been really interesting. It is by a developer.
Having a look at... Oh, carry on, sorry.
I was going to say, it's by a developer called the Pixel Hunt ICO and Art France. Publisher is also Art France, so there's a few people there. But there is also a downloadable demo currently on Steam for that as well. It's free, so again, you know, it's a great little thing to play for like half an hour or so. If you've got time, do it.
I was just gonna say, just looking at the things on Steam, because I didn't get a chance to have a look at this one.
No.
But it gives me very Donut County vibes.
Yes!
In that kind of art style.
Absolutely.
Which I personally think is really nice art style.
Cute,
and I do like the way it kind of looks, but it's obviously with Donut Valley, it's animals and things. These actually have like human faces, and you see a bit where some speech comes up, and there is like a nicely watercolored face of a person that looks like a cartoon, which I might download this demo now. Press this download button.
It's
done.
You might as well, you know, it's there, it's free, and again, these kind of things are great ways to give feedback to developers if something isn't quite right or you're not quite enjoying something. Or even if you really enjoyed it, make sure you give people, if you do by the way, people, if you're doing a demo and you think it's really good, you can email the developer and say how much you enjoyed it, because it makes them feel great. Don't just give bugs. Just saying.
Just be nice.
Be nice. Yeah. But yeah, I loved the art style. I loved watching the progression of what was happening. I couldn't hear anything, obviously, because Andy had the earphones on. But I'm one of those weirdos who, as well as just enjoying playing games, love to watch people play games. So
I'm the same. I'm absolutely the same. I love watching people play games because they're better than me at games. So
everybody's better than me at games. Yeah. So watching a story, I love watching people play stories, and this one I loved watching Andy play it because it was just really interesting to see what was going to happen next.
Yeah. Oh, good one. Good one.
Yeah.
I hope I got this name right now. I'm afraid. I'm pretty sure it's right. Dark Fracture.
Yeah,
I played a game called Dark Fracture. It was
another story game, wasn't it?
It was one of those first person spook feel games where you wake up and you have to go and click to investigate things. I think if I could have got through the demo, it would have been nice, but unfortunately I wasn't wearing my glasses, which was dumb. But I was in costume, so I don't like wearing my glasses when I'm in costume.
That's another thing completely.
This overlay of, I can't really describe what it is, but I think it's fuzzy.
Yeah.
And then it has, if you've ever worn contact lenses for too long, it had an aura around everything, which made me feel really, really unwell.
Yeah, so it's a very... The camera is a very centralized focus, and as you start creeping out from there, it starts to get less focused, which is not a bigger fan of that. But we did, I think we were going on to something else, which is why I didn't play it. For me, because that doesn't bother me, it looked creepy as all hell.
The sound of it was really quite silent, and all you can hear is your feet as you're walking, and like when you're touching things. And I like that kind of sound design, and I did want to play it more to try and get past this. It was just making me feel quite unwell, but that's not the game's fault. That's my fault for not being able to play it, because for example I can't play Senua's Sacrifice because of the haze it has. Because it just makes me feel really ill.
Of the voices, but I don't know, I get the feeling this game is going to be very similar to that.
I think it'll be a good jump scare game then I wish I could have played more of it. So that is by Twisted 2 Studios and published by Twisted 2 and Feardemic.
Yeah, so they're partial self-publishing, which is always scary. I'm watching some of the trailers. Again, this is on Steam. I'm watching some of the trailers and oh god, it looks creepy as hell.
Was that a willy?
Yes! Yeah.
There's like sorry, I'm looking at the little videos now. And there was like people in like cages laying on the floor, look like dead bodies, and I'm pretty sure one of them had their willy out. Sorry, I was getting away from the creeps.
Once again, there is a playable demo currently for free on Steam. So if creepy horror vibe, first person story-esque is your go-to, then I would go and have a look at this. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, it's not for me, but that's just because I'm a complete wimp.
I mean, even looking at the gameplay things make you still feel a bit.
Yes, once again, as of Wednesday, this was Wednesday the 13th, we're recording this, they are doing a live stream on Steam at the moment. It's nice that they're doing so many live streams. That's interesting. I wonder if they managed to get this off the back of EGX. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, that's just me thinking out loud.
And again, for the bit that I could play was very well done. It's just I couldn't personally play anymore, but it's something that if you're into that and you can deal with it with your eyes, then yeah, definitely go give it a check out. Go get your spooks on.
Yeah. So my next little indie game is a game called Oaken, which is this cute little turn-based top-down kind of game, and its characters are like these little like fantasy kind of creatures with plants. It's hard to explain. Again, I'll link the Steam page so you guys can look, but it was very cute. I mean, it didn't look particularly hard. It's just a tactical turn-based game with 3D figures. The only problem that we did come up against was we managed to soft block ourselves in the demo. We got to a certain point, we ran out of turns, but the game didn't finish like it should have, I assume. And it managed to just kind of set in a state of we can't do anything. The enemies had gone, but we hadn't quite managed to fulfill what we were meant to be doing, and we had to restart the entire demo all over again. Which was a bit like, okay, well, I don't think that should happen. If you manage to do something where you've just run out of turns in a turn-based game, it should automatically just end and take you back to whatever level you needed to be on to beat it. But notwithstanding that, because obviously this is a demo, it's not out yet, it's not finished properly, so things like this can very easily be looked into. It was just a very cute, fun little game. From what I understand, you can do upgrades to your little like characters that you use for your turns. So that will be interesting going forward. But yeah, I think again it's one of those ones that would be very easily played on your commute in without having to think much about it. Thank you.
I watched Andy play a little bit of this while I was looking at the one next to it, and yeah, it does look super freaking cute.
So cute. The developers with this are people called Lackey Studio. I've not heard of them before at all. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't the worst. Actually, I can't say anything was the worst. I don't think anything was bad at all. But it looks like it's a little bit more development to get it finished. But if you like turn-based, like, I mean, it's called itself a turn-based roguelike deck management 3D. That's a lot of punch words. So I'm not really sure how well that'll come off. But the demo was fine. It was fun. It was fine.
Also published by Goblins.
Yes, a lot of these are. We managed to get an entire row of the Goblins publishing games and just kind of went ham. So...
They seem to just publish games with real cute things.
I like that, yeah. But yes, that
Which
was
is fine by
Oaken.
me. I love a bit of cute. I love a bit of cute.
Do you have any more?
Not on the indie side.
I have one more from the indie side.
Go for it.
I can find it. Oh, that is a different one. Let me get my pictures because I took a picture. Oh, there we go. I was the one that nearly put it as a wrong title then. So, wow, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. This game needs a better title. So there we go. Yes. So the next game, the last indie game that I played was something called Terraformers Mars.
Also, Goblins Publishing.
Also, Goblins get sponsor us. No. I'm not gonna lie, I find it extremely difficult to find this on. There we go, I have found it on Steam. Yeah, it's called Terraformers First Steps on Mars. Unfortunately, none of the titles that you found had this on it. So literally, the picture that I've taken of it literally just says Terraformers. But that's it. There are several games called Terraformers. But yeah, it's Terraformers First Steps on Mars. It is a turn-based, a certain amount of turn-based kind of resource game. And that's all I can really tell you because I could not describe this game other than that. And there's no description on the Steam page. Basically, you're terraforming Mars. You're trying to settle a colony on Mars. And it's like, oh God, I'm a professional. It's like your kind of turn-based, any other turn-based game of any kind where you have a certain amount of turns. You have to do a certain amount of things within those terms, and people come to you with different choices you have to make. And depending on what choices you make, you can either really pee off everybody that's living with you currently, or you can make them really happy. Or you could decide, there was one there, they were like, Earth wants to do this trade with you, and it would have been really good for us to do it, but a lot of people weren't happy to do it on Mars. So you have to balance up between, is this going to be good for us? Or because we get all of this stuff from Earth? Or is everybody going to be so peed off that you decided to do this that you're going to get chucked out of office? And there's a game that I know that I can't remember the
Civilization?
No, it's not like that. No, it's not like Civilization. Well, maybe it is a bit like Civilization. No, there's a game called, was it Fall of the King or something King? I know I'm being really rubbish here. But yeah, it was fun. I found it a bit difficult. I kept having to restart the demo because I was doing stuff wrong, but not really understanding what I was doing wrong. But that, again, is probably because they didn't really have a proper initialization to the demo. These games, when they fully come out, will have proper steps on how to do things. A lot of them at EGX don't because they're very small. They don't realize that people won't quite get what to do. They haven't quite finished that step yet. So, yeah. But it was fun. I was most definitely going to get killed by my own population because I kept doing things wrong. But, you had this little mini rover that every turn you could send it out to do different sections of Mars to get resources, and that would allow you to build buildings that will get you food or electricity and that and that and that. So I think if anybody likes those kind of games, they'd probably really find this fun. There is no playable demo. Yeah, there's no playable demo yet on Steam. And it doesn't say when it's coming out. So not much information yet on that one. It doesn't even have the graphics or processor minimum requirements. So this one looks like it's a fair way out yet. But
yeah,
it was fun. I enjoyed it. And this is what I will say with a lot of these EGX indie games is you will hear, it was fun, I enjoyed it. And that's all you really need to hear from an indie game as far as I'm concerned.
It was cute. Is usually my response.
Yes.
It's cute.
Cute.
Love that. Love it. Love that for them.
Love that, yeah.
I did play another. It's not an indie game though, because it was in the Team 17 booth, I guess, is what they call it. And it was really old, and I called it Alien Bread, but it was actually Alien Breed.
Alien Breed, and she called it Alien Bread to the people that were looking after the stall, and they were like, sure, it's bread!
In my defense, I couldn't see. So
she was in her prudence contacts.
I had contact lenses in, and I can't see really without my glasses anyway. So it was a top-down shooter like Contra. You've played it. It's from 1995. If you haven't, don't worry about it. It was still good fun. Got killed by a bunch of aliens. But there was no bread, unfortunately.
There was no bread. We were slightly disappointed in that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Always fun, you know. It's a top-down shooter. It's, you know, it's pixelated top-down shooter.
Oh, yeah. But next time, hear me out, Team 17. Call me Alien Bread.
Oh, no, Alien Bread.
Oh, you got Overcooked, right? Make Alien Bread.
Everybody loves Overcooked. Yeah, we need Alien Bread.
We need Alien Bread.
I suppose quickly before we go on to the next section, we also a couple of us played the remastered Crisis. I don't know how many people remember playing that. I know I played 2, but very briefly, a long time ago. And it's remastered. It's a remastered version of the games. It visually, graphically looks great. It's exactly the same play style. I don't think they've updated the story in any way, although don't quote me on that. And yeah, that was there. And if you liked Crisis and you want to see it looking better, then yeah, go grab the remastered.
Shooty, aliens throwing things.
That's exactly. How I do it. So yes, I suppose we should go on what is probably going to be one of the main things that we talk about.
Well, isn't what I think it is?
It's still a game.
Still a game.
It's still a game that we played on Sunday. We went and played, and I think this was other than Fall Guys, this was the biggest.
Mate, we're going to talk about that later, but never mind.
Do we have to talk about that later? This was the biggest game that was there. They had the biggest stand. In ye olden days of EGX, if this stand was there, you'd be queuing for 3 hours to get in. I can guarantee you that. But luckily, we didn't have to. So, yes, Baldur's Gate 3, which I will freely admit I have never played a Baldur's Gate game before, because I think Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are extremely old at this point in time. But I loved it.
I also have not played a Baldur's Gate, but I also loved it.
It could not at all be the fact that it's a Dungeons and Dragons based game, but
no, don't what are you talking about?
We don't like Dungeons and Dragons in this. We don't like TTRPGs.
No, I didn't spend ages talking about TTRPGs in our first one. No, that didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, I assume a lot of people will know the Baldur's Gate franchise. If you don't know the Baldur's Gate franchise, I assume you know what D&D is. I mean, yeah, it's D&D on a game. You get to choose your race and, you know, all the characteristics and stuff. And then the demo, you get shoved onto a Mind Flayer ship and you have to try and, you know, escape from it. And quite frankly, you do go through a few doors that look like buttholes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. That bit I wasn't a fan of. I wasn't a fan of the sphincters, if I'm honest. But they were there, and you had to go through them. So
yeah, I mean,
not just brains; it's also sphincters.
Sphincters and brains. Can we call the episode "Sphincters and Brains"?
Absolutely done. Episode 4, sphincters and brains, done.
But yeah, it's you know, it's like playing D&D, but on an actual game, you know, video game. You have turn-based things. You have a certain amount of distance that you can run. You have a certain amount of distance that you can, you know, aim bows and stuff and spells at. I think you had something slightly different from me. That you had to roll a dice or something on one of your attacks.
Yeah, so it wasn't an attack, it was an investigation. So I was
There
looking
we
at
go.
something
Yeah.
and it said, I don't think my passive investigation was good. I chose a cleric, so not an intelligence based guy, and I had to roll a dice. And to as I would do in an actual game of D&D, I rolled shit. Rolled a
And the
9.
person died.
And
No,
then
I'm joking.
the thing exploded.
Oh,
It
it actually
literally just like
exploded.
it went, and then the person who was with me was like, "Well, let's go." And so I couldn't get any more information out about this thing. And I bet you, like you and Andy, were just like, "Do do 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 do." Yeah, this is fine because I've got a passive investigation of 15 or whatever. Not me, not me. And I
Oh,
just find even with digital dice, I still roll terribly. What? It's
okay.
just the curse of Bendy.
I didn't even, this is the thing, Andy, I don't know if Andy did, I didn't realise we could do anything like that, and I actually came up against something that I reckon I should have rolled for, like, investigation, and didn't. I found this woman in a tube, and she was like, get me out, there's that console over there, do it, and every time I kept coming up to the console, it was just like, it's inactive, it looks like you need a key, and at no point did it think in my, look in my head to go, I should roll for investigation here. It just didn't occur to me, so it was like, well, you're going to die, so I walked away.
Yeah, forget her. Don't need her. Let's go.
Yeah, it was
I'm
fun.
gonna buy it. I'm gonna get it when it comes out. And I don't know whether it's just I'm biased because I'm a big fan of D&D, but I enjoyed the aesthetic of it because it's kind of like Diablo-esque in the way that
Yeah.
it looks and the way that
Yes.
you point and click and
Yeah.
the way that you fight is turn-based, but the fact that you actually have like your genuine spells and stuff, and
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that bit. But I was just looking at the Wikipedia page for Baldur's Gate to see when the original Baldur's Gate came out, 1998.
Yep.
But there's a lot of them, and I have played a Baldur's Gate game because I've played Dark Alliance, which I do really enjoy as well. Janky as hell.
Yeah.
Jank all over the shop, but I really enjoy playing a game of Dark Alliance with 3 other friends and just running around playing KB, just shooting my arrows at people.
Yeah, and you can do online co-op on this as well. So, or if you really want to, LAN co-op. Ah!
I don't have
Nobody does LAN anymore.
in
Come
my
on.
house.
But yes, you can do online co-op. So if you wanted to play this with a friend, you could.
Yeah. And they also had an excellent Mind Flayer statue outside of the booth. Which...
So anybody watching the YouTube video, you will be able to see Bendy's PFP right now. It's very small, but you could just about see her little Prudence cosplay with a big Mind Flayer next to it.
I was calling him Cthulhu.
Yeah,
I know
she was
Flayer,
calling him Cthulhu, Dad.
Cthulhu, okay? Going with the little squiddly. That's how squiddlies sound.
But yeah, it was a good game. It's in early access at the moment. You can get it on, I think, everything.
From the Wikipedia, it will be Windows, Mac, and Stadia.
It's basically just...
Doesn't say anything about consoles yet, which...
No console. Might be a bit difficult in consoles, I don't
know. Yeah, it would be with the point and click side of it,
but yeah, I mean, it is a full £50 game. You know, it's I guess Larian Studios are big. Yeah, they're technically they're a developer publisher, but they're too big to call indie at the moment. So I'm going to call it a AA game. So yeah, it's 50. It's a 50 quid. If you like D&D and you like playing stuff online, it's got very positive on Steam, which, you know, it's hard to get these days in general anyway. So yeah, I mean, I probably will, and I'll probably play it with you, Ben.
Yeah, do it.
Do
Get
it.
in there when it releases.
Yeah.
Hey,
Are we going to talk about Fall Guys now?
right. So, if you've been to an EGX before, they usually have something big going on, like a big old thing. But never before have they had a travelator. I made everybody get in the queue to run up a Fall Guys travelator because I thought it would be funny. And do you know what it was? It was funny, okay?
I don't. Okay. I made it up the most out of the people that we were with. Bendy made it up once, which she was in full cosplay. I mean, she had a wig and horns on and everything. This is what I'm talking. And she made it up once, which was effing impressive. The other two guys we were with didn't, but it was difficult. I fell over like 3 or 4 times. So, yeah, it was basically running up this travelator. You were basically turned into a full bean, and it was exhausting. It was exhausting.
Don't know how. So the day that we did it, the Friday, a team of 4 had done 23 rounds in a minute.
Rounds, yeah. That's
so
like, had you been limbering up for this?
Like, serious, but then again, it's probably like really young uni students that are fit and healthy, whereas we're in our 30s and wearing full cosplay. So the fact that getting up once for me was my dream. I was like, if I can get up once, my life will be good.
Yeah.
Did it. But still, it was just, I can't believe 23 times in a minute. It's crazy.
It was ridiculous. Crazy. It was so hard.
I mean, and my legs hurt now. But I don't know whether that was from running up the travelator or just walking around.
I mean, I was still sore on Monday. I was still sore on Monday. And it was the Friday that we did it.
But then again, I've got bad knees.
Well, I was going to say, you're mad for even doing it.
Why did I do it? Why did I do it? Because I wanted to have some fun. And I did.
Pain is fun.
Pain is fun. We met some cool dudes in the queue as well. That was fun. Meeting cool people is like the reason why I go to.
We like to make friends at these events. It's just what we do.
Yeah.
So that was Fall Guys. They did also have Deathloop, Back for Blood? Yeah, Back for Blood and Hades in an over 18 section. And Deathloop and Back for Blood, that's fine. I don't know why Hades was in the over 18 section. We still, to this day, haven't quite figured that one out.
I think it's to do with the blood. I think it is.
You're probably right.
There is quite a lot of blood in Hades, but I'm going to recommend it again because I like it.
Everybody loves Hades. And if you haven't played Hades yet, please do. It's a great roguelike game. If you find roguelikes difficult, then you can put God mode on and you basically get a bit of like a buff every time you die. Just makes you stronger and stronger and stronger, basically. Until hopefully eventually you beat it. But I mean, it's a great story as well as a great like roguelike, so
come back to me in like 5 years time when I do finally complete
it. But EGX also has stages, so they have the res stage, they have the main arena, and I think they have, I can't remember what the other stage is. It's just like
they got the esports stage.
Yeah.
The like weekend long, you can go and challenge someone to something, and I think they're playing Street Fighter.
I did look, Street Fighter.
Yeah, very talented people playing Street Fighter. So... You get a little bit of nostalgia when you walk past and they're doing the special one where they're just punching the car, but it's in the newer Street Fighter, so not in graphics that we had as children.
But so indie devs, they have a career stage as well, although that wasn't necessarily a stage this year. It was just a little corner to the side where you can have talks, question devs about stuff. They have a careers fair, so they have various universities and some developers. I know Creative Assembly tends to go to these ones. So if you are a budding developer or you want to get into the gaming industry, it's a great place to go and talk to people about the first steps that you can do, show people portfolios. I know of some people who have actually got a job through bringing their like portfolios and stuff to these places. You know, it's one of those, it's great. They also have a cosplay stage, which was very small this year, but they had it nonetheless. And all things cosplays are spoken about. Hushed.
Yes, and they have panels and people doing like crafting panels and things like that, and competitions. This year was as Nettle said, very small, which is to be expected. It wasn't as busy as it has been in the, how many years have we been going now?
4, 5?
Yeah.
2017? How many years is that? 4
years.
Yes.
But it just generally wasn't as big a show because of what we spoke about earlier. So yeah, we decided to get up on stage on Friday and just have fun.
Wiggle
and
around a bit. Yeah.
Get up on stage on the Sunday again to just have fun. Which is, it's what we do.
It is what we do. We do.
Yeah.
And then they also have a rather large retro game section. So if you love your Sonic or your Street Fighter or all those kind of games, there's a massive section that you can go and sit down and play those in as well, which is always very popular. People love those games. They had an arcade section this year, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Like old arcade games.
Which are cool. That's where games come from, children.
Where games
come from. And pay 25p.
Before we had consoles in our houses, we had to go down bowling alley and get into the arcade section.
Go and play your Time Crisis there.
Time Crisis!
Time Crisis?
Oh my god, yes! Time Crisis! Yeah. Oh
yeah.
no.
Like
and your dance machines. Your dance machines. Don't forget your dance machines.
Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. I was speaking to somebody who attended the event and they spent most of their time just playing Mario. just clearing Mario. And he's like, I'm still good at Mario. I was like, good, I'm glad. Apparently there was some kid, he was creating a crowd and some kids were like, this guy's really good at Mario. It's like, it's muscle memory because we've all played it so much. We know exactly where to jump nowadays. us old folk.
Us old fogies. Yeah. And
over
then
30 not understanding what esports is. Humph.
Yes, we had a comment from somebody who was doing an esports course at university who was just like, usually people over 30 don't understand what we do. So me and Bendy just sat there and were like, oh god. Go get the Zimmer frame.
Yeah, but we're old, but we still love our games.
Yes,
we love them. We love them.
We love them. And then there was the last couple of things that were there were some shops, a very small amount of shops, so you could do some shopping. Somebody managed to buy some dice, some metal dice.
Oh mate, I was rolling them. A good dice. They're so chonk. So chonk.
And then there was also, they have a tabletop section. Now we didn't actually manage to get or play any of the tabletops, but they do have a tabletop section there. You can go and sit down with a group of friends and just pick up. Well, I think each table has a different tabletop on it, yeah, and you can just play the games that they put on there.
Yeah, they had like Settlers of Catan, few card games, I think, as well, and then I think some newer board games. Same sort of thing, really, isn't it? It's just they put down a game, might still be in development or on the Kickstarter, and they just play test and stuff. Now I'm getting more into sort of like tabletop and board games. That section has become more appealing to me, but unfortunately we couldn't get in anywhere. They were all booked up. Like, it looked like they were going to be playing there all the time. But next year.
Oh, absolutely, because obviously next year we'll be there probably for the full 4 days. So
yes.
Yes. What was I going to say? Doesn't matter. It's fine. Gone. I suppose we should round it out, like, what happened with what we did on Friday night, really. We're plugging another podcast.
I listened to a fair few. Well, I say a fair few. I listened to 3 D&D podcasts because I forgot about the other one. 3 D&D podcasts, and we managed to go to one of the live shows on Friday, the Oxventure live show. So they tend to do live shows at EGX and MCMs. This is the first time I've managed to actually remember to watch it, and it was so good.
It was excellent. Now, I'm going to butt in here because I hadn't listened to anything of these before. I went because this sounded like a good thing to do with you on Friday night after the main event. And I have not laughed that hard in such a long time. These guys are excellent, like, storytellers. And the puns that were coming out and the jokes... Oh, they were fantastic. It was well worth the money.
They really need to beehive.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, so I will plug just them in general. You've probably heard of them already. Outside Xbox, Outside Extra, the Oxventure, their D&D campaign.
Yeah.
We'll also drop in their Blades in the Dark as well, which is also very good. Give that a listen. Got me into actually wanting to GM my own Blades of Dark and talk about Blades of Dark on the first episode. If you're back again. So yeah, they were very, very good, and it's been 2 years since they've been together playing D&D. They've been doing it over Zoom, but it's just not the same as getting that live show experience and being able to watch, having watched them for years, actually see a live show.
Yeah.
It was really good. Good storytelling.
It is really good.
Love them.
Brilliant.
Love those folks.
And I now, having gone back, having watched them, I have now, like, I went back and started watching and listening to some of their other stuff, which is just proves how good it was that it makes you want to go back and listen to their stuff. And I now understand who Katie Pearlhead is.
Oh, the blushing bride to be.
Bride to be. Oh, but yeah, if go listen to them and go watch them if you're into D&D or basically if you just like stories and stuff, because it is really funny. If you get a chance to go see Oxventure, because they are affiliated outside Xbox and Extra are affiliated with ReedPop, who obviously own EGX and the MCM conventions. If you get a chance to go see Oxventure, do it. You will not regret it. They are so good. So good.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. Big fan. And if you are also a fan and you see my little picture, that is my Prudence, because Prudence is the best tiefling warlock there is. The most evil. And I love her. And I also... Cthulhu Dad. They are, but all of the Oxventure guys are brilliant. Johnny Chiodini, great DM. Yeah, I love them so much. They tell a great story. Got myself a Geth map, which I'm very excited to put up next to my Pandora map on my wall, because I'm a nerd. Yeah, don't know if you know this about me, but I love posters and things. So definitely go check them out. Also check out just like their other videos as well, because they do like lists on gaming, and
they're what a real podcast sounds like.
They are a real YouTube channel, and you probably know who they are already and don't need us to promote them. But still, I'm going to do it anyway because I like them. I think they're good peeps. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, that was our EGX experience. I suppose we can tell you that it is going. They've already announced next year's, And we're being treated because not only are they doing September in London, but we're also getting a March Birmingham.
Wait, it's moved back to September?
Yes, the London one's moved back to September.
Yes.
And yes, we're
I
getting
love the fact it's March one.
Yeah.
At NEC, better venue. Just saying. Midlands, Birmingham, boom. I'm going to go watch the Sphincter again.
We're going to watch them in Birmingham in November as well.
Or, why? Yeah, I can't. They're on Friday.
No!
Sorry, they're there. Are they there Sunday or Saturday?
It's just going to be Saturday. There's not a Friday at MCM Birmingham.
No. I think it's a day. Why do I feel like it's a day that I'm not there? I feel like it's Sunday.
Is it just
anyway?
Sunday? Anyway, that's something completely different. We're going off topic here. Sorry, guys.
We're going off topic.
But yes, they will be in March in Birmingham and in London in September. So we're getting 2. And I think... I can't be certain, but I think it's because a lot of games were meant to be coming out this year that got pushed back. So there's an awful lot of games. And I know a lot of games that are coming out in the February, March time. So potentially... March at EGX could be very good. Very good.
Yes. I'm guessing they're also trying to see the travel restrictions and stuff.
Hopefully the travel restrictions.
And they have more time. Because I feel like this EGX was just...
Nobody had time to book travel arrangements or anything like that. Like, nobody knew realistically what was happening. So it doesn't surprise me that the big AAAs weren't there, because there's just no way they could have set anything up in time. It takes a long time to plan these things internally, to make sure that you've got a demo that's working, that isn't going to accidentally be leaked all over the internet. You know, it takes time. So it doesn't surprise me, but hopefully, I am hopeful that because they've announced it so early, they already know who's going to be coming of the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be there. We'll cover it. We'll do it.
Yep, we will be covering it.
We'll play all the games again.
We'll play all of the games. We might do a live broadcast from EGX. Anyway, that's way in the future. That's something we've got to think about. I might be tearing my hair out by March, because that's when that's when our 6-month demo has to be in.
Then you can celebrate with EGX.
I'll be getting drunk. No, it's so our next I'm not going to talk about that. I can't talk about this online. Sorry, everyone.
She's going to talk to me about it.
I will talk to Bendy about it.
No,
I can't talk to Bendy about it. I can't talk to anybody.
All secrets.
I've had so many secrets put at me this week from various things, and I can't tell anybody.
It's okay. When those things are revealed, we'll probably do another special on them.
Yeah, why not?
And yeah.
But anyway, we procrastinate. That was our EGX special, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. It's a lot of us talking about games that we know very little about but love to play. So that's just us every week.
Where you do a typo and say their name wrong. Sorry.
So.
Sorry, game.
But yeah, like I said, we'll put links up for all of those, so if anybody's interested in them. And quite frankly, the free demos, do it, guys, because you're not losing anything apart from a little bit of time. So...
And what is time worth? Nothing.
Exactly. So, oh no, we forgot about one game that we played right at the end of Sunday.
Biomutant?
Yes, we did.
We played Biomutant, but that's been out for a while now.
No, it's not that one. Right at the end, right before we literally left. The parking game.
Oh, mate, that was so good. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
There's nothing to say about this game other than you try and park and you fail miserably.
The reason why we played it, though, was because Nettle earlier that day had a go at me for my parking. Wasn't to her standards. So I had to prove that I could park, and I can't. And is it you are shit at parking? Is
no, it didn't have a swear word in it.
I'm pretty sure it did.
You did not.
You are.
it called?
Game?
It's just everybody listening going, oh, you suck at parking. That's what it was. You suck at parking. You suck at parking. Yes, you heard us right, ladies and gentlemen. And that also has a free demo currently on Steam, everyone. There's not much that, like, literally, it is what, like, you drive a car and you try and park it. The controls are terrible on purpose.
You have to keep moving and you can't stop because
you can't stop. There's no reverse.
There's no reverse. And and I'm bad coordination anyway, so I do suck at parking.
So funny.
But it was good fun. It was good fun. It was literally right as we were leaving. That's why we had totally forgotten about it. But suck at parking is fine because this game is
you're meant to suck at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was officially the last game we played at EGX before leaving.
Yes.
And I feel like that's a good place to round up the show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That was our EGX special. I hope you enjoyed. Our dear friend Tempest will hopefully be back next month. You can find him everywhere. Week? I don't know. We can find him next week, and you can find him on all the social medias as one word Tempest B. That's how he says it, right?
Yeah, Tempest B.
Yeah, Tempest B. That's where you'll find him, and you can find me as a Bendy Ben's costuming on everything. What about you, Nettle? Where are you at?
You can find me on all social medias, Twitch and TikTok and all that kind of stuff, YouTube as Nettle Creates. That's Nettle Creates with some enunciation.
Nettle Creates. Do you know why? Because she creates things. Good.
Chaos, usually.
Now we got it. Chaos,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So that was our EGX special. Next week, hopefully, Tempest will be back. And we have a special guest coming next week. And you'll just have to wait and see who it is.
Yeah. Good. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, all of them. If you want to watch the video, watch the video. If you want to listen to the Spotify, listen to that. Podbean, everywhere you can find podcasts, we're probably there. Do it. Listen to us on all of them. Engagement.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Am I YouTube yet? Am I YouTube yet?
You are YouTube yet. That is exactly what you do on YouTube.
Thumbs up.
Right. Thank you for listening, everybody. We will see you all next week. Bye.